Hello viewers, this is Evelyn of Liverpool, and today I will be talking all about my guavas indoor. These guava trees that I have 3 of them actually, are just growing totally indoor. Even on the summer, I don't take them out, and it's because I don't like anymore taking them out, and it's kind of big pots already, and I just have them inside. So a lot of people may ask, do they bear fruits? That is the thing I'm going to discuss today, and I'll be showing you if guava trees indoor bear fruits and how it works and how I took care of them. So watch the whole video and you will see if my guava tree bear fruits. So as you see, I will be showing you the area where I have my guava trees growing. In this area, it's kind of a sitting area. I actually have 2 guava trees in here, and the reason why I put them here is because I got a lot of sunlight in this area during from 10 o'clock until afternoon. But it's because now it's winter, then it's not so much sunlight, so I actually use artificial lights in here. But normally when there's sunshine, it gets a lot of sun, and guava trees, they love it. So as you see here, I will show you the first guava that I have. And if somebody will ask how long did I have this guava tree, I actually grow them from seeds. And the seeds, I got them in the Philippines. And it took time when you grow in seeds. So this one is kind of like, I can say 7-10 years that I have it. And you never think of the time. They just grow, and then so as you see, this guava tree is more than 1 meter long, and I just change the soil from every year, and I just water them, and there are times I even give them some nutrients in a form of a liquid. And these are very, very good, because it's not only that you have it as a decorative, but it's also very good inside, because if somebody got bruises, you can actually just pick a very young guava leaf, and then you just use it to put on the bruises, and it will stop bleeding. So as you see, this guava tree doesn't have a fruit. But hold on, because I will show you if there is one of them that bears fruit. Now I will go to the second guava tree. So this is the second guava tree that I have. I was supposed to even transfer it to a bigger pot, because the pot of this is just like that. And one reason why the guava tree doesn't really grow 4 to 5 meters, and it's because it is in a pot that is like that. If you will plant it in a very big pot, they can grow much, much bigger than this. So it's just a matter of the size of pot you have. Now I will show you the very interesting part of it, which is, does my guava tree bear fruit? And yes, a guava tree indoor can actually bear fruit. So look at that. That is a fruit. If you ask me, were I able to take out this guava tree outside, I have done it the last years, except last year. But then I get tired of just putting it out and putting it in, and it's because when they grow bigger, it's a lot of work for me. So what I did is I just put it in the area where I have glass walls. So it means that when it's sunny, it gets a lot of sun. And the difference is that this one that bear fruits, it is totally exposed to the sun, because the sun actually will come in from this glass door. And that is why, is, you see, this guava is actually have bigger leaves and very dark green, and it bears one fruit. Actually, this fruit was like 3 pieces, and only one did it. The 2 just, get lost. And I really hope that this guava fruit will actually grow. This is a kind of guava actually, which is a little bit of reddish on the inside if they get ripened. So I will be updating the growth of this guava fruit, and you will be the first one to know if this guava fruit will grow and ripen here inside, because it's also the first time that I got a fruit in my guava tree inside. So isn't it amazing? I never believed myself that you can have a guava tree inside bearing fruit just indoor. A lot of people may wonder, why should I have a guava tree inside? First of all, for those who doesn't know, if you live in a country where you have the 4 seasons, especially the winter and the fall and the spring, during those times our temperature really goes down, especially here in Sweden. It's a part of Europe where our temperature can really go down to -20 if you are in the south. But if you are in the northern part of Sweden, you can even reach -30, like any other European countries, and in Canada or in USA, where there are other states where they can have a very cold winter, and we have it here in Stockholm, Sweden. We don't usually have -20 in Stockholm, Sweden. I am telling you in degrees Celsius, not in Fahrenheit. We use degrees Celsius. So here in Stockholm, Sweden, we usually have a temperature of like -10, but it can only last for like a week. And the rest of the weeks or days, we can only have like -5 or like -3 for most of the days. But if you are in the northern part of Sweden, then you can really experience a very cold winter. So that is the reason why, if you are a person who just love to have these tropical trees, you can actually have it. You can actually grow tropical trees like a guava tree inside your house. And to make it possible for these trees to grow healthy, they just need to be, humidity, they need sunlight. And if it's very impossible for you in the kind of house you have, and you can never get in sunlight, then the solution for it is for you to get a lamp like that. If you look at it, it looks like a disco lamp, but it's not a disco lamp. It's a lamp for plants. So that is an artificial lamp that will give like artificial sunlight to your plants or to your trees. But it's because most of the areas of my house has actually glass walls, then I have the possibility that all the time, as long as there is sunlight, they can actually get in. So I put all my plants in an area where I have glass walls. So that is why it's like this. So what did I do with this guava tree? Nothing special. I just change the soil on it every year, and I just put it, I don't even put it all the time. I was supposed to put it like once a week, nutrients on it in the form of powder that you have to put in a water, or in a form of liquid that you have to combine it with some water. and you apply it like once a week, and you can have it, you can buy it anywhere on a plant store, and they always have the instructions how will you dilute it or how will you mix it with water. And that will also help that your guava tree, even if they are growing in a small pot, they still can have the nutrients that they need. So as you see, this guava tree has actually kind of very big leaves and very dark, and I can really see the difference because I have 3 of them. 2 are in this area, but this one that bears a beautiful fruit is actually located in the area where it gets a lot of sunlight. If I have sunlight, this area can have sunlight for like 5 hours in one day, and I can see the difference. This guava tree is actually growing very healthy, and the leaves are just big and very dark green. So compared to my other 2 guavas, the other guava is also quite big, but I have the 3rd one in my living room area, but that one is not so big. So I will tell you, any tropical plant can be grown inside as long as the area you get sunlight in it. So I hope I can inspire people to have a tropical plant, anything that you can grow. Why I choose guava tree? It's because guava tree actually is a very good herbal tree or bush to have inside. You can actually use these leaves of it as an antiseptic, and I can prove it. I got a wound before because I cut my finger with a knife, and it was quite a deep wound, and my husband was even, oh, we have to go to the health center and have it stitched or something, and I was like, no, it's okay. I just took some of the guava leaves, and normally I will take this one that are very young, that have just grown, and they're kind of like, the color is more like because they're very very young leaves, the color is like light green, and those ones I will take, and I will just press it very well, and kind of how do you say it, can use a mortar and just to produce the sap of it, and then you use it in your wound, and it's 100% antiseptic. Your wound will never be infected or be kind of get worse, and it works. And I have done it to my kids and done it to my husband when he cut his finger one time. And if you have like problems with your gums and like that, all you do is just take some of it and just chew it, and it can really help. It is totally proven, not only by myself, but if you Google something about guava and its herbal or medicinal traits, or the advantages where it can give you, you can really get a lot for a guava tree, not only the fruits and also the leaves. You can even make a guava tea by leaves, and if you have something wrong, you feel not so good in your stomach, it's also very good. And I've learned it actually from my grandmother. I've learned a lot, and then I just remember it. So guava tree, I can really recommend if you want it inside your house. I can really recommend. If you don't want a guava tree to grow very big in your indoor, you can actually control the growth of your guava tree, because you can actually just cut it. If you want your guava tree to be like some kind of a bonsai inside your house, you can do it. You just plant it in a smaller container. You just change the soil every year. And guava tree is kind of thirsty plant. So it's like, even if it's winter, they actually get a lot of they dried up a lot. You don't have to just immediately water it. You can let it dry for like 2-3 days, and after that you water them. And they are the kind of bush or plant that where they like water. But then if you see that it's still very wet, well, you don't have to. That is actually the very first thing you have to know. Any plant you have inside, if it's winter time, don't water it all the time. Maybe if it's winter time, you water it once in a week for plants that are very thirsty. But there are plants that are not very thirsty. You don't even water it every week. You maybe water it like once in 2 weeks. So the best policy is you have to feel the soil. You have to feel it. You have to dig a little bit and feel it. So this one is actually already very dry, and it means I need to water it. But I will tell you, guava trees are kind of the trees where they can actually tolerate drought for a longer time, because I have experimented it. There was like 2 weeks I never watered it, and the leaves even started to wither. But then when I put water on it, they survive. So these are the kind of plants that they can actually tolerate drought. And I can say that it's because I grew up in the Philippines in a tropical area, and we can have like a drought season. And I can remember these guava trees that are growing just anywhere in the forest in the Philippines, even during drought, they survive. They are there. And when the rain season comes, they just, they just grow more and more. So they are the kind of plants that are drought tolerance. And yes, having a plant inside, having a guava tree inside, bearing a fruit, I know how it feels. If some of you here watching are plant lovers, it's kind of a success. Like, wow, I made my guava tree bear fruit. And yes, guava trees indoor can bear fruit. It can take time, but anyway, it's worth. Just have it like a decorative plant inside your house. And anyway, I just want to thank all my subscribers. And if you're not my subscriber yet, please just click all those things there that you need to click, so that you can be notified. You can see a lot of my videos, more of plant related, but of course I have also other playlists that is not plant related but can be useful to you. Again, this is Evelyn of Liba Buhay, and see you again next time.